News Watch 16 in high definition is sponsored by your local Quality Plus Ford stores. Ford introduces the all-new 2013 C-Max Hybrid multi-activity vehicle. Now go further with up to 47 miles per gallon from WNEP, the news station. This is News Watch 16 at 7.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sophia Ojeda.
And I'm Scott Schaefer. We begin tonight with an Action 16 investigation into the efforts to keep a drive-in movie theater open in Carbon County.
An investor from Florida promised to raise money, fix up, and eventually buy the Mahoning Drive-In near Lehighton, but he's no longer in the picture.
Action 16 investigative reporter Dave Bowman is live with more on the feud between the investor and the manager that could cripple efforts to keep the drive-in open after this year. Dave.
Scott, Sophia, the people who manage the Mahoning Drive-In right now near Lehighton say investor Glenn Brannon failed to make his first lease payment last week. Brannon, who has been involved with other theaters using other names, says he was pushed aside. As the feud simmers, the drive-in's bank account appears to be shrinking. Earlier this spring, volunteers in Carbon County gave up their weekends to save a connection with their past. They helped fix up the Mahoning Drive-In near Lehighton, and they hope their hard work would help keep it open for summers to come. But the theater just off Route 443 also needs $60,000 for a digital projector. Hollywood will soon stop printing films that run on older projectors like this one at the Mahoning Drive-In. Projectionist Mike Danchak restored the Angela Theater in Coaldale. He also manages the drive-in. He says he was contacted this winter by Glenn Brannon of Florida, and he claims Brannon said he had a record of saving other old theaters.
He wanted to lease it and then buy the drive-in. So my only hope was that he would save the drive-in.
Our investigation has found that in the past 5 years, Brannon has been involved in renovating historic or drive-in theaters in 3 states. And in all cases, the efforts ended abruptly. Last spring, Brannon arranged to lease, then own the TP Drive-In on historic Route 66 near Tulsa, Oklahoma. Just like in Carbon County, volunteers in Oklahoma worked hard to fix up the drive-in.
When we first come down here, the weeds and the grass here was all as tall as I am.
A TV station in Tulsa reported that Brannon actually set an opening date, delayed the opening twice, and the teepee never did reopen. Owners of the Skyview Drive-In in Kentucky and the historic Lawford Theater in Illinois both claim Brannon operated their theaters for a short time, then left after disputes over money.
People don't want to sit there and listen to what I have to say in order to make things work out.
In a phone interview with News Watch 16, Brannon claims he pointed the Mahoning Drive-In towards profitability. But he says he had disagreements with manager Mike Danchak over ticket prices, fundraising plans, and promotions. Danchak says Brannon almost cost the Mahoning Drive-In dearly by selling 250 season passes for $59 a carload.
Because if we accepted them, we would go bankrupt, because we would have nothing but passes all summer.
Danchak says Brannon's money-losing offer forced the theater to buy tickets back, and that left the Mahoning Drive-In with just $5,000 and time running out to get the $60,000 projector. Brannon says he was marketing, and he said it all brought buzz to a dying drive-in.
I'm sore because here this theater was going to close. I got people that had never known that theater was still open, excited about it.
In the meantime, Mike Danchak says he's scaling back expectations of keeping the Mahoning Drive-In open after this year. He tells us he hopes to find a used digital projector for a fraction of the cost of a new one as a way to keep this drive-in near Lehighton open after this summer. Scott, Sophia.
All right, Dave, thank you very much.